Welcome, everybody, to the Sports Hour. This is your host, Matt Bossman, live here in the Lake Effect radio station. And we're going to get to some of the top stories for today. Cavs and the Bulls from the other night. Cavs losing 97-95. Tough loss in the opening. They looked to rebound yesterday in Memphis, taking on the Grizzlies, and the Cavs did that indeed. A 106-76 blowout in Memphis. LeBron James, 12 points. Kevin Love, 17 points. Mozgov, J.R. Smith, and Mo Williams tied at 9. How about Richard Jefferson? 14 points in this game. And Dellavedova. Yes, Matthew Dellavedova himself, 12 points. And the newbie, Jared Cunningham, tied Dellavedova with 12 points. So I want to get into this game a little bit today. And again, welcome to the show. I am your host, Matt Bossman. This is my show, The Sports Hour, live here on Lake Effect Radio. And I want to get into yesterday's blowout in just a minute, but you know, the game the other night against the Bulls, it was a close game. The Cavs, again, didn't have Kyrie Irving. They won't have him for a little while, and they also will not have Iman Shumpert for about another, I want to say, 3 weeks. Shumpert's out with an injury, but you know, the Cavs looked good the other night. They looked like their chemistry was strong. Kevin Love looked good coming out of the gate. LeBron looked good as always. Got blocked at the end of the game on the attempt to tie it, and he was blocked by Pau Gasol. But if you look at the replay, it looked like Gasol held him and almost did the same thing that Olynyk did back in the playoffs to Kevin Love. Almost took out his shoulder, which was kind of weird that the ref didn't see it, but that's what you get sometimes in the NBA. Now, going over to yesterday's game again, all around, everybody played great. LeBron didn't have to do much, only shot 4 of 13 from the field in 30 minutes played. Kevin Love led the way again with 17 points in 28 minutes. 50% shooting, 2 of 7 from beyond the arc. So I just want to talk a little bit about this and tell you that these were 2 different teams we saw yesterday and Tuesday. 2 different Cavalier teams that I saw in my mind. They looked a little bit, you know, you come out of the gate, you look a little rusty. Yes, they did play preseason games, kind of got a feel for each other and who they were. You know, they hadn't played all summer since last June. But, you know, they looked okay against the Bulls. They looked okay, but they couldn't pull it out. And then yesterday in Memphis, they played excellent. I was listening to the game on the radio, and I just heard nothing but basically an all-around applause, I think, for the Cavs. Listening to the announcers, just everything was on point. I want to point out someone that stood out to me was Richard Jefferson again. 5 of 6 from the field, 3 of 3 from three-point from beyond the arc. And Jefferson was 100% shooting going into the third quarter. That's what you want to see from a team, any team, and it happens to be the Cavs, which makes it that much sweeter. And you know, I think if we can continue this kind of destruction of other teams, this kind of this gives us a little je ne sais quoi, if you will. And you know, I think that honestly, looking at that game yesterday, that's how we have to play every single night that we go out. LeBron feels the same way. He said yesterday after the game, talking with Fred McLeod from Fox Sports Ohio, he said that it was the chemistry, the main point of the game yesterday. Everybody knew their strengths and weaknesses, and everybody applied to that. Everybody had their strengths going yesterday. Tristan Thompson getting rebounds. Offensively, he had 3, but defensively, he had 5. Total of 8 rebounds. Love, 2 offensive and 11 defensive rebounds for Kevin Love, finishing with 13. LeBron had 7 total rebounds. And Mozgov always doing his thing. He had 4 rebounds. And J.R. Smith, how about 7 total rebounds for him? So That's pretty good. Going on the other end of the spectrum to the Memphis Grizzlies, Zach Randolph and Marcus Gasol both had 12 points, leading the way for the Grizzlies. Jeff Green following with 8, along with Mike Conley with 8. So just a great feel yesterday down in Memphis for the Cavs. A way to wrap up the back-to-back heading into tomorrow night's game, in which I want to preview for you guys next. The Miami Heat at the Cleveland Cavaliers, tip-off around 8 o'clock on ESPN tomorrow night. Cavaliers looking to continue this streak of, well, just a game, but looking to continue what they think is the key to success. Again, the chemistry. Like I told you guys, if you tuned in the other day, I was here talking about the chemistry of the team and how that's a key for this entire season. So if we're talking about tomorrow night against a Heat team that, LeBron respects, but nobody else really likes them. I don't personally. I know a lot of Cleveland fans despise Miami for what happened with the decision and the whole LeBron situation down there. But, tomorrow night's just going to be crazy. Home opener. Cavs go 1-1 on the road. So they did their job. That's what I expected. I didn't expect a perfect 2-0. I hoped for it. But, as a Cleveland fan, all you can do is hope. So 1-1 going into tomorrow. The Heat won their game against the Charlotte Hornets at home on their home opener. So they're going to be coming to Cleveland. No losses in that right-hand column. And that's what we want to see tomorrow night. Let's give them their first loss, and let's do it in style. Let's do it so that we can send a little message to this league. We're not playing around. We're the team of the year. We're going to be the East champs and eventually the league champions. Key player for tomorrow night's game for Miami, a guy that I think was a great acquisition for them over the offseason. I think Gerald Green, the guard forward, a guy that he has an interesting fact about Gerald Green. He does not have an index finger on his right hand. He lost it in an accident when he was a kid. So half of that finger is gone, and he is playing in the NBA. I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool for somebody. He's been with numerous teams. He's been with Phoenix. He's been with Dallas. At one point, I think he was somewhere in the Eastern Conference with another team, but now he's with Miami, and he's a guy to look out for. He can dunk. He's a great dunker. He's a great offensive player, great ball handler for someone with 4 fingers on one hand. He can sure play. He can sure play the game. So that's one guy to look out for the Heat. For the Cavs, everybody's really a key for the Cavs, but I'm going to point out to Tristan Thompson. I think Thompson's going to have to put up numbers like he did in the playoffs last season, rebounding the ball, especially offensively, because second chance points are always a huge key in any game for the Cavs, and that's really where we shine underneath the basket, getting offensive rebounds and putbacks and all that good stuff. So I got more music for you guys, just my little, to wrap up my Cavs preview for tomorrow night and what happened the other day. This is Matt Bossman. This is Sports Hour.
You're listening to Lake Effect Radio, the official broadcaster of Lakers sports.
Jason right at the back, 3rd and 4. He picked up the blitz. It's caught by Edwards, taking off. Braylon Edwards breaking out of a tough start. Eli's looking his way. Eli's throwing his way. It's intercepted by Brodney Poole of the Browns. To the 30-yard line. Second interception of the year.
Second down, they give it to Green. Green, stutter step, he's through. First down, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40. Run, William, run. 20, 50, 10, 5. Touchdown!
Lakeland Community College. Opportunity starts here. Whether you're beginning college, changing careers, or brushing up skills, classes are offered at times that fit your busy schedule and for thousands less than 4-year schools. Then complete your bachelor's degree with one of our university partners at Lakeland's Holden University Center. Still convenient, still affordable, all close to home. Lakeland Community College and the Holden University Center. Stay here, go far. Visit lakelandcc.edu to learn more.
Come watch the Lakeland basketball teams as they take on Edison at Lakeland Community College on February 6th. The women start at 1 and the men start at 3. You can listen on www.livestream.com/Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio.
Hey Lakeland students, pick up the latest issue of the Lakelander student newspaper to stay up to date with what's happening around campus. The Lakelander will keep you informed and entertained with all the latest campus news, music, reviews, political commentary, and everything in between.
Be sure to watch us live on www.livestream.com/lakeeffect.
Ride Lake Tran free with your student ID. For more information, visit www.laketran.com or call 1-888-LAKE-TRAN.
The Lakeland Veterans Support Program assists veterans, guardsmen, reservists, active duty, and military families to make a smooth and successful transition into Lakeland Community College while supporting success in their educational goals and linking them to veterans and service member benefits. Lakeland awards college credit for military experience. Military veterans who would like to learn more about college credits and the benefits of starting college at Lakeland should call 440-525-7246. Additional resources for veterans can be found at lakelandcc.edu/veterans.
You're listening to Lake Effect Radio, the official broadcaster of Lakers Sports.
Now dribble and then knocks the jump down. Really gets teammates involved. Pass hooked back and a number up and good. Berejau runs up a shot, missed it. Rebound Marion. And the Cavaliers fire and score. Deion Waiters.
Down Euclid. LeBron James helped him out.
You move without the ball. We saw him going to the basket. He got an opportunity to get inside, and he throws the hammer down.
Welcome back to the show, guys. And it's always nice to hear the old announcing of the Cleveland Cavaliers, isn't it? Just to hear all the good things and all the highlights that we had in the past. So I want to talk about another subject, heading over to nothing related to do with any Cleveland or Lakeland sports. This is the Fall Classic, the World Series being played between the New York Mets and the Kansas City Royals. Royals came into yesterday's game against the Mets with a 1-0 lead in the series. And same thing kind of happened up until the fifth inning. The Mets had a 1-0 lead going into that, and it seemed like a pitcher's duel. It was between Johnny Cueto of the Royals and Jason DeGrom of the New York Mets. And going into the fifth inning, it seemed like anybody's ball game. Yes, the Mets had the lead, but the pitchers were just on point. It was one of those games that you could tell it was different. It was going to be a low-scoring game, maybe a 2-1 game. But then the Royals figured something out. After the bottom of the fourth inning, after losing a 1-0 lead to the Mets, the Royals, kind of figured out what they had to do offensively. Go to the top of the fifth, the Mets do not score, and then the Royals get the bats going, scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the fifth to take a 4-1 lead. Pretty much all they needed, but they decided, let's go to the bottom of the eighth and score 3 more to make the sure victory. Royals get a 7-1 win, and just a dominant performance by Johnny Cueto, starting pitcher. He's been looking amazing throughout the postseason. He's been looking absolutely ridiculous. One of those guys that could end up being the MVP of the series as a pitcher. That's pretty hard to do, but he's not going to win the Cy Young. He's not in that conversation for the American League, but it was a different type of performance, different Royals team that we saw last night against the New York Mets, and just an incredible game. I didn't watch it myself, but I saw highlights from what I've read, from what I've heard this morning. Dominant performance by the Royals and Cueto. Nothing much the Mets could do hitting. If you weren't Lucas Duda, he was the only one to get a single and bring in the only run of the game for the Mets. And it takes good pitching to make a good baseball team, especially in the major leagues. If you have a good pitching rotation, you're going to do well. You're going to make the postseason. But when you get to the World Series, the Fall Classic, you need a little bit of both. You need hitting and you also need pitching, and it seems like the Royals have both, and the Mets right now kind of rusty, kind of stuck. So we'll see what happens with that. Game 3 tomorrow night in New York. First pitch, 8 o'clock. And the Royals take on the Mets in New York. It's going to be crazy down in New York. All the Yankees fans are going to be like, hey, I've been a Mets fan my whole life. Yeah, I've been a Mets fan. Yeah, you know how it is. No. Bandwagoners, that's what I call on that one. So heading over to, we're going to go to the sports world, and we're going to see some of the top headlines. Running back for the Dallas Cowboys, Julius Randle, is facing some discipline for the NFL, or from the NFL, for not showing up to practice in Dallas today after being told the last practice that he would not start due to an injury. He left. He left practice in the middle of it because he was frustrated or he was angry. Something was wrong there, and then he didn't show up the day after. That's not good. You always got to show up for practice. And now the NFL's investigating it to see if there's anything more to it. Back to baseball. Marlins, the Miami Marlins. They land Don Mattingly, former Los Angeles Dodgers manager, guy who was completely great in an LA uniform, a great manager for that team. He is hired as the new manager. That's a steal for the Miami Marlins. That's going to be amazing to watch the Marlins next year, see how they do. Padres hire Andy Green as their new manager. Back to basketball. LeBron says Kevin Love will be the focal point of the Cavs offense, in a quote from yesterday, seeing that Kyrie Irving has a little time to recover, and same thing with Iman Shumpert. Blue Jays lose their GM, saying, going back to baseball, Toronto Blue Jays lose their GM. He quits as the GM, saying he doesn't feel like he is the right fit any longer for that club. To the NFL, the Browns wait, as the NFL has yet to investigate and decide on Johnny Manziel and what's going to happen there, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. But I want to take a second to talk a little bit about your Lakers. Yes, your Lakeland Lakers, the women's volleyball team, finished their season yesterday. I was honored enough to be able to call that game along with a couple of others from Lake Effect. And just a great win yesterday against Tri-C, 3-0. They shut out Tri-C. I think they're the challengers at Tri-C. They shut them out yesterday. Great way to end the season. Congratulations, ladies. And all the sophomores that are leaving, good luck in life. Hope to see you playing volleyball at another college sometime soon. Going to go back to music and commercial break for you. This is the Sports Hour.
Making a difference in the world starts with doing one thing, like recycling, baby.
The Men's Resource Center and Verizon Wireless are teaming up for a project called Hopeline. Hopeline from Verizon Wireless puts phones and services to work to prevent domestic violence. Give domestic violence victims and survivors the chance to make life-saving calls by donating your no longer used wireless phone to Hopeline. Phones are refurbished and sold in the go-to proceeds advocacy agencies to provide wireless phones and services or cash grants. Donated phones that cannot be refurbished are recycled in an environmentally safe way. And if you donate an old phone, you will be entered to win several different prizes courtesy of the Men's Resource Center, like Speedway gas gift cards, Breakers vouchers, and flash drives. So stop by the Men's Center to donate your old phone today in room L101, or you can drop by the Women's Center located in C Building, room C1076. So if you have any questions, you can stop by the Men's Resource Center or the Women's Center, rooms L101 or C1076, or you can call 440-525-7447 or 440-525-7436. Together, we can help end domestic violence.
You're listening to the magnificent, fantastic Lake Effect Radio Live.
Welcome back to the show. This is the Sports Hour with your host, Matt Bossman here. And I want to get to a story that I heard about this morning on Mike and Mike on ESPN. This is about going to the NFL. A reminder tonight, the Miami Dolphins visit the New England Patriots on Thursday Night Football. Kickoff is at 8 p.m. So I want to discuss Sammy Watkins. He's the wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. I mentioned something about him a couple shows ago. If you were tuning in, then you'll know what I'm talking about. He's frustrated with how everything's going this season. It's been a pretty disappointing season, a lot of high expectations for the Buffalo Bills with new quarterback Tyrod Taylor and some of the new additions to the team like wide receiver Percy Harvin, and again, second year out of college from Clemson, Sammy Watkins, who's supposed to be a real NFL star. The Browns actually had a chance to draft Watkins, but again, failed to do so. So Watkins has been, like I said, he's really frustrated. He's been injured, and when he plays, he's not seeing the ball get into his hands. He hasn't been seeing passes coming his way from Taylor, who is now hurt. Tyrod Taylor is out. I think he's questionable going into this game, so it looks like he's recovering. But E.J. Manuel is taking the snaps for the Bills at the moment. And when he has played this year, Sammy Watkins has not seen the kind of year that he's expecting. He's expecting blowout numbers, great numbers, Pro Bowl type season, and he's just not seeing that. So he's expressed his disappointment with the team. He's tweeted about it. And before I tell you what's next about him, I just want to say this to all athletes, not just professionals, but college athletes, even the Lakers basketball team or just the golf team or the volleyball players, anybody that plays a sport. If you're on social media, you're put up to a higher standard than the average person. You know, what you say can and will be used in the media. If you're in the media and you have relevance to the sport, it's going to be used. And what you say does matter. Everyone's looking to get your weak spot. Everyone's looking for you to fall into the trap. And if you fall into the trap, there's no way out. You're going to be viewed a certain way as an athlete until you retire or until the story dies down. And that's exactly what happened with Sammy Watkins. Earlier this season, he expressed his disgust with the team by tweeting about it. And so now we get to this point. Watkins is on a bye week with the Bills. He takes his kids to Disney World and posts pictures on Twitter and gets a lot of comments from fans, from friends. There's one of these that says, "Oh, your kids are so cute, blah, blah, blah." And then there's people that are talking about, well, your kids may be cute, happy for you that you're at Disney World, but what's going on, man? Why aren't you playing? You suck, blah, blah, blah. Stuff like that has been commented to him. So Watkins, again, don't fall into the trap, and he just did that. Here's his response to his critics, and I quote from Twitter: "To all the people that have a problem with me being injured, you guys go out there and play this sport. It's a 100% injury rate. I'm not first or last person that's gonna be injured. Difference from me and you guys, y'all mad and I'm not. Get a life and go to work. Stop worrying about my job because I'm good on this end, and forever will be losers. Most of you just wish to be in this position. So continue working y'all little jobs for the rest of y'all lives. Since everyone wants a response here, go one. Have a blessed day." If that made any sense to you, basically what he's saying is, let me do my job. Let me be a pro athlete, and you guys can work at your jobs, whatever you do. I don't care. See, if you're angry as an athlete at the fans, angry at your teammates, angry at how you played, if you have a bad game or was just you played well but you lost and you're angry about that, you express your disgust on social media, it's going to get to everybody. Mike Greeny from Mike and Mike in the Morning today was talking about it. He said, you can't fall into that trap as an athlete because people are going to feed off of it. He covered himself in blood and jumped into the ocean, and the sharks are going to attack. And that's what the media does. The media is going to take this and make it a story, kind of like I'm doing right now. And this is, this isn't ESPN. ESPN's taken this to a high extent. And this is becoming a huge story. So if you're an athlete, like I said, if anybody out there listening is an athlete, listen, if you're on a team and you have a problem with something going on in your season or with your teammates, your coach, etc., the fans, don't express your disgust over social media. Talk to somebody about it. And, don't let yourself get caught in the trap. That's what I got to say about that one. Let's go over to the Browns and the Cardinals. Browns and Cardinals today. I'm sorry, not today. On Sunday at 1 o'clock, Browns play host to the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals coming off a win last week. They're 5-2 in the season in first place in the NFC West. Browns 2-5 in last place in their division, tied with the Ravens, who are having a bad year. But for the Browns, it's pretty normal to see a 2-5 season. They're 1-2 at home, and the Cardinals are 2-1 away from University of Phoenix Stadium. So some of the headlines going into this game on Sunday. If you've been listening to the news at all, you'll know that Manziel, and I've expressed my opinion on this entire thing lately. Johnny Manziel has been in the media his entire life since being a standout performer at quarterback at Texas A&M, and his partying and his lifestyle has been expressed all over social media, all over the news, all over ESPN, and that sort of thing. So we've seen this a lot, but Manziel has been taking reps as the starter in Browns practice, reported yesterday, since Josh McCown is injured with a shoulder injury and a possible concussion. McCown has been sitting, and Manziel has been taking the reps. But after today's practice, the NFL will be investigating, or beginning their investigation, starting with a interview with Manziel about what happened in the incident with his girlfriend when he swerved off the road. He was not intoxicated, but his girlfriend was. And they are trying to see... They're trying to see if he's violating a physical policy. I think that's what it's called, a physical policy, the NFL's physical use policy. They're going to investigate to see if Manziel is going to be suspended and things of that nature. It just never ends. It never ends. The Browns, Ray Farmer, the GM, came out the other day and said, we can't suspend Manziel. We need him to play quarterback. That's the best thing I've heard a GM of the Browns say in years. And now the NFL's coming on to us and saying, hey, look, not so fast. We're going to get involved. You don't need to get involved. Let Manziel do his thing. He didn't do anything wrong in that situation. No, I was not there. No, I didn't see it, but I've heard some of the 911 calls that were made. I've seen some video evidence to support my opinion. I just want to say with the whole thing, Manziel's fine. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully he doesn't get suspended. And we'll see what goes on there. I'm joined now by my good buddy, Jeremiah. How you doing?
You need to turn the mic on.
Mic is on now. How you
There
doing?
you go.
Want headphones?
No, I'd rather freelance it,
Okay.
Plus, I could watch a compressor.
That's cool. All right. Yeah, you could do that. So what do you think about this? Cardinals at Browns this weekend. Manziel might be the starter pending NFL investigation.
I don't know. I really don't know. Especially because they're D. They made the 49ers look silly.
Yeah, the Cardinals have a great defense. Last week only giving up 3 points. And one of the storylines that I talked about the other day, it was kind of the last straw with Colin Kaepernick, and he's expressed his disgust with the Niners. He reportedly, in a quote, lost control of the locker room as the leader of the team. You know, a quarterback, you're set to a higher standard than the other guys.
Yeah.
Especially Kaepernick being the guy that he is, leading them to a Super Bowl a couple of years back. And so it's interesting to see how a couple bad games in a season. I don't know if the Niners have they won a game yet. Yeah, they won.
I don't have a clue.
I think they won one game this season, and that was the first game of the year against the Vikings.
The only reason I know about the 49ers, I was flipping through. I just wanted something on TV when I was typing up something. And just flipped across. I caught it, very tail end of the fourth.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame with Kaepernick and what's been going on with him. But the Cardinals, again, their defense is great. It always is. You got the Honey Badger and Tyrann Mathieu.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Peterson back there. How are we going to throw the ball? Manziel, McCown, Austin Davis, whoever's back there on Sunday. It's going to be tough with all the little wide receivers that we have. How is the ball going to get downfield? Are we going to have to support? Are we going to have support from the running game? And that's another question.
Did we ever see Bo yet this year?
We've seen him a couple times, and I don't think he's made a reception. I don't think the ball has gone his way yet.
Because normally on Sundays I'm listening in because I'm in someone's backyard, whatever.
Right.
Doing decks, whatever, something, or kitchen. So I've never seen a game. I sort of pulled it up on my phone. That TuneIn app for 92.3.
Yeah.
That's all it's the closest I got to either see the game.
Yeah.
Is hearing the audio coming from Jim Donovan on that.
Right. He's a good announcer. I liked him a lot.
So I can't judge if he was or not on the field yet.
Yeah. Yeah. But, it's tough to go with the Browns this week. Of course I'm going to because I can't bet against, well, if I was in Vegas, maybe I'd bet against them. But just because I'm talking about it over talk radio, I'm going to go with the Browns. But it's a challenge. Probably the toughest game toughest team we've had to play all season. I know Denver was tough, but that brings me to another point. We've played well against good teams, and Arizona's a good team. So it's kind of that's how it goes with the Browns. Do you think we could see a little surprise, maybe something, a defensive performance to remember, like in the Denver game?
Maybe. Who knows? They're up, they're down, they're inside out.
Right.
You don't know.
Yeah, you don't. And with the Browns, you can't really say, well, I'm going to see, 48 yards in a quarter out of Crowell. You don't know what you're going to see heading into Sunday. You don't even know half the time who the quarterback is. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping Manziel's going to play. I really do. I want to see if, through this adversity, like you saw last year, he came out when he was named the starter heading into his opening debut with the Browns. There was talk back and forth between everybody. Everybody in the sports world was talking about it. And so, and then he played, it was basically a toilet, if I could sum it up. It was flushing a toilet. He was terrible. And are we going to see that Manziel, or are we going to see week 2, little bit end of week 1, week 2 Manziel? What Manziel are we going to see on Sunday?
Depends how bad the NFL's after him.
Yeah,
and how much that gets into his head.
Yeah, I don't think he worries too much about that. I think he worries about his reputation as a man more than he does an athlete.
Maybe.
I think he doesn't care really what they think of him on the field because he goes out there and he performs. This season, he's been performing well.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at him statistics-wise, Manziel has had a better completion percentage than McCown. Not as many yards because he hasn't played that much. But I think I trust Manziel a little more than McCown at this point, even though McCown's at 8 touchdowns on the year and 3 interceptions.
So
I trust Manziel more than McCown. I'm just going to go out there and say it. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's going to happen. So we'll see what happens on Sunday. Go over to the Buckeyes. Buckeyes get a 49-7 win against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, a Big Ten matchup there. Down at Rutgers, Buckeyes went with a little different look at quarterback. J.T. Barrett got the start. Looks like it's going to be that way for the rest of the season, completing 14 of 18 passes for 223 yards, an average of 12.4 yards per pass, 3 touchdowns with a 92.5 quarterback rating. Cardell Jones got a little bit of time, 3 of 3, 24 yards, 8 yards per pass, and no touchdowns with a quarterback rating of 78.3. So we got to see a lot of Barrett and a little bit of Jones. Are you impressed? Are you able to say now Barrett's the guy?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
I could definitely show that he's the guy.
Yeah, I think him and Elliott are the combo that we've been looking for all season.
Because you could look at Cardell and that. Like
right.
When things were going back in past games and that, you just watch when he zoomed in to his face that he was like losing it. He lost what he had in the playoffs last year.
Oh, yeah. I think, again, like we talk about Manziel stuff getting to his head. I think, with Cardell Jones, the whole I'm a champion, I came off the bench, look at me, I did it. That kind of got to his head. He might have thought like he felt a little invincible at points this season. And when he felt that way and he convinced himself that he was almost immortal, and you start to play bad, because I've been at that point in sports. I've thought that I was a great athlete at times, and when I had a bad game, that just shot my confidence all the way down. That's what I'm thinking that happened with Jones. Is that a possibility?
Maybe.
Because I think that really could be, if you look at everything going on with Cardell. Ezekiel Elliott, 142 yards rushing. His long was 55 yards, and 2 touchdowns, 7.5 yards per carry on 19 carries. Barrett getting in there, 13 carries for 101 yards. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
2 touchdowns for him, too, 7.8. That's almost better than Elliott. 7.8 average for the yardage, and his long was almost 40 yards, staying at 39. So, again, we know Cardell can run the ball. We know he's a big guy. He can, he's kind of like a Tim Tebow in a way. I would compare him to, because he's that, Tebow's got that tight end physique to him.
Yeah.
He looks like he could play tight end in the NFL, which if he would have switched positions would have been a good idea, but that's a story in itself. So Cardell's kind of the same way, but Barrett came out and just, he took the role perfectly. He's that dual threat quarterback that, we don't know if that's NFL style, but we do know that works perfectly in a Buckeye uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works perfectly for us. Urban Meyer, you could see the smile on his face on the game on Saturday that he knew that he made the right choice at quarterback. So that's perfect for the Buckeyes. And I think moving forward, as we talk about the tougher games, Michigan State and the team up north,
regardless with Cardell and that, hopefully with this, he can go back and find that, smoothest last ice in his vein, spiel again.
I mean, he
needs to find that.
Right. We could use Cardell in games just like we used Barrett in the first couple. In that Virginia Tech game when the Buckeyes were up by 1 or 2 scores, we brought in JT and he threw a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
So we could use Cardell the same way and continue. Right. And we can continue to just, let Zeke, do what he does. I mean, Elliott's out there on the field, plowing guys over, jumping over guys, running for, like I said, 55-yard plays if that's the case, going into the playoffs, we're the favorite, don't you think?
No.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, we found our team now. There's no questions, I don't think, anymore. After that game on Saturday, that was it. That was the last straw for me. I think that sealed the deal for me. So we're going to get back to some music for you guys. This is for Jeremiah and Matt Bossman. This is the Sports Hour.
We don't do weather forecasts on Lake Effect Radio, so this should take care of the entire year for you.
It's cold! It's freezing cold!
The snow sucks. It spits all over your pants and it makes you look like a freaking hobo.
One reporter ventures outdoors to see if it really is hot enough outside to fry an egg.
When I prayed during the winter months, I did not say, Lord, please bring the devil from hell and have him sit his ass crack on earth.
I never heard anybody say I'm going to Cleveland on vacation.
Lake Effect Radio.
Be sure to watch us live on www.livestream.com/lakeeffect.
Already got one rolled up in my left hand. On my mind, tighter than a headband. Cushion in my lungs, got ganja in my sweat glands. Shit, I'm on better than the next strand. Better than the next strand. She head down, booty popping in the handstand. I shine bright, I give your girl a slight tan. I make that whistle like the Old Spice man. I don't even understand why she'd ever want a man. If she ever throw it, I catch it like a cornerback. Like a cornerback, that's an interception. You think I give a that's a misconception. Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night. The roof is on fire. So what? I'm high. I say, oh, what a night. Oh, what a night. Yeah, she a bitch. All just aside. Hey, look at baby over there. What's up? Little mama come here. She started talking, but I really couldn't hear her till she started dancing like she do it in the mirror. Like she do it in the mirror. Like she do it in the mirror. She broke it down, started moving like Shakira. Like she do it in the mirror. I chop one, chop two, chop that down, chop that down, chop that down. All I want you to do is just drop that down, drop that down. Now look back at it.
Whistling Dixie, middle school, I was getting on the 10-speed. Gigolo bloodline, pimping hereditary. Black on 28, it remind me of February. There you can go with me, that would be never weary. Dead rapper should've came with a cemetery. I am so cold, nigga like Ben and Jerry. Fill a nigga, deal a nigga, kill a nigga, obituary. My vision blurry, this flirting. I've been drinking all night, I think my kidneys hurting. So I closed the curtains on the 62. Her knock your ass out, you better stick and move. Chain hang to my ding-a-ling. Chain hang to my ding-a-ling. To do it, you gotta intervene. Her legs so sexy when I'm in between.
Hey, look at baby over there. What's up? Little mama come here. She started talking, but I really couldn't hear her till she started dancing like she do it in the mirror. Like she do it in the mirror. Like she do it in the mirror. She broke it down, started moving like Shakira. Like she do it in the mirror. I chop one, chop two, chop that down, chop that down, chop that down. All I want you to do is just drop that down, drop that down. Now look back at it. She do it like she do it in the mirror. Be cautious, the booty is bigger than it appears. She speed it up and slow it down like she's switching gears. I'm looking for the baddest one here. I tell her like, do that doubt, do that doubt. You gotta stretch it out, girl, move that there. She bend it over, touch her toes when she toot that there. Like hut one, hut two, girl, who back there? Who back there? I'm back there. I could take a step back and sip my cognac there. Picture perfect body, that's a Kodak there. Now make a nigga feel welcome like a Domex there. I'm like, oh what a night, oh what a night. The roof is on fire, so what, I'm high. I'm like, oh what a night, oh what a night. That's a bad, all jokes aside, that shit. Hey, look at baby over there. What's up? Little mama come here. She started talking, but I really couldn't hear her till she started dancing like she do it in the mirror. Like she do it in the mirror. Like she do it in the mirror. She broke it down, started moving like Shakira. Like she do it in the mirror. I chop one, chop two, chop that down, chop that down, chop that down. All I want you to do is just drop that down, drop that down. Now look back at it.
broadcaster of Lakers Sports.
Kyrie Irving will in-out dribble and then knocks the jumper down. Really gets teammates involved. Pass hooked back and a jumper up and good. Bergeau runs up a shot, missed it. Rebound Marion. And the Cavaliers fire and score. Dion Waiters.
Down Euclid.
LeBron James helped him out. You move without the ball. We saw him going to the basket. He got an opportunity to get inside, and he throws the hammer down.
Welcome back to the show, guys. And just want to talk a little bit about college football stuff going on this weekend and the top 25 polls. We're going to start with the Associated Press saying the Mississippi State at 25, UCLA at 24, Pitt at 23, Duke. How about the Blue Devils having a good season? They're in at number 22. Temple Owls at number 21. At 20, Toledo. How about Toledo? They were getting beat last week against, I want to say, Division II team, but they came back and won that game by a significant margin, staying in the top 25 at number 20. Ole Miss Rebels at 19. Houston, coached by former Buckeye Tom Herman. Let that guy go. That's different. We'll see how it goes in Houston. Right now, they're undefeated at 18th in the country. Number 17, Florida State. 16, Memphis. Memphis having a good season. They're a surprise. See if they can make the playoffs. That'd be kind of cool. At 15, the team up north. At 14, Oklahoma. At 13, Utah. At 12, Oklahoma State. At 11, the Florida Gators. At 10, surprise, Iowa Hawkeyes. At number 10, Iowa stays undefeated, and they have a pretty easy schedule moving forward. Let's see if they can finish it out. But they're not going to get anywhere too quick because they'll have to probably, I'm going to say they're going to face our Buckeyes in the Big Ten championship game. They're in the West Division, and the Buckeyes are in the East. At 9, Notre Dame. At 8, Stanford, who I'm going to get to one of their players in a minute, is up for a Heisman Trophy. At 7, Alabama. At 6, Michigan State. At 5, TCU. 4, LSU. 3, Clemson. 2, Baylor. And, of course, at number 1, your Ohio State Buckeyes. So, thinking about that, just taking a look at those rankings going into this weekend, some key matchups. Syracuse visits Florida State on Saturday. We're going to get to tonight's games right now. It's 7 o'clock on ESPN. Tar Heels of North Carolina visit the number 23 ranked Pitt Panthers in Pittsburgh. Going to be a good game there. Both teams are 6-1, so we'll see how that game goes. The West Virginia Mountaineers visit the number 5 TCU Horned Frogs. It's going to be a tough game for West Virginia, but another tough test for TCU. They seem to prove the critics wrong. Most people think that they are a little overrated. We'll see how TCU fares tonight. Syracuse again visits Florida State. Ole Miss at 19. They have 2 losses. Can't get another one if they want to stay in title contention. They're going to have to go through a tough Auburn Tigers team on Saturday at noon. Going to more games this weekend. The Maryland Terrapins at 3:30 on ABC visit the number 10 ranked Iowa Hawkeyes. Iowa looks to stay undefeated. Terrapins look for a upset with their new head coach. Georgia Bulldogs visit the Florida Gators. Florida ranked 11th. First time they've been ranked in 2 years. Georgia having a pretty upsetting season so far. Oklahoma State visits Texas Tech. The Sooners of Oklahoma visit Kansas. Oregon State visits Utah. The team up north goes to Minnesota this weekend. See what happens there. Hopefully Minnesota can knock them off. Memphis hosts Tulane. The Cougars of Houston host Vanderbilt. Miami, after firing their coach, a lot of questions surrounding the Hurricanes football program down there in Miami. Visit Duke, who's having an just a great season. They're playing great this year. Congrats to the Duke Blue Devils. main primetime game on ESPN and ABC this weekend. Number 9, Notre Dame visits number 21, the Temple Owls, who are 7-0. Some questions at that game. Can Notre Dame, with one loss, in Temple, who is undefeated? A lot of people questioning Temple's schedule and everything surrounding that football team, see if they can pull it out against the Fighting Irish. And then the night game on ESPN following that one, Stanford with Heisman hopeful at running back. The 8th-ranked Cardinal visit the Washington State Cougars. So going back to one of the main headlines here on Lake Effect Radio on the Sports Hour, one of the Stanford Cardinal players is up for a Heisman, and that'd be pretty cool. They haven't had a Heisman winner for a while. Stanford's not produced any players that have been honored enough to win that award. Tonight, Oregon also plays Arizona State in Arizona. Arizona State to wear uniforms with Pat Tillman's name on them and his number. They're going to honor the memory of the fallen soldier that went to Arizona State and played on that football team. If you can remember back to Pat Tillman, he was... there was a whole investigation surrounding what happened when he joined the armed forces, and there was an event that happened overseas where he was involved in a friendly fire incident. We'll see what happens tonight as the Sun Devils host Oregon. Again, the World Series is on tonight. Or not tonight, I'm sorry, that's tomorrow. Wow, it's been a long day. Tomorrow night against the New York Mets, the Royals look to go to New York and pull out the Game 3 win and Game 4 win on the road to finish off the Mets. But the Mets looking to keep it going. They will have Syndergaard on the mound for the Mets. Ray Rice looking to get back into the NFL. He says, in a quote, "I know what I'm doing, what I've got to do to get another shot." We'll see if Ray Rice can get back into the conversation and find a roster in the NFL. And again tonight, Thursday Night Football, Miami Dolphins visit the New England Patriots. And again, your Cleveland Browns host the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday at 1 o'clock. This has been the Sports Hour with your favorite Matt Bossman. Have a great day, everybody.
Opportunity